what is the meaning of the formula that is above, that is in my uh, YouTube channel. What is the meaning of this formula? This is very, very important to understand. Einstein formula, energy is mass, velocity of light on square. What is the meaning of this formula? The meaning of this formula is that energy, which in this sense means electromagnetic radiation, any type of electromagnetic radiation, is equal to the mass on square. This means in a certain way that matter is a structured energy of light, of electromagnetic radiation. And some experiments have been done which prove that. So I will talk in a very simple words, very rudimental words. Matter is a kind of light energy that is structured in atoms. Okay. The most let's say proved experiment that this formula is valid is nuclear energy, because in the nuclear energy some of the mass is transformed into energy. Okay. But below is a link of a very good film that you have to see, where this is explained in a very basic understanding way. Okay, in a simple way, but very good. So now we have to understand that everything, this mass energy equivalence, this transforming of energy into mass and mass into energy, this is happening somewhere. This is happening in space. Okay. So the question is how space is related to the energy and to the mass, or better to say to matter. Okay. So we have three elements. We don't have only two elements, we have three. We have space, we have energy, and we have mass, matter. Okay. We have to understand that also space is a kind of energy. Space is not empty. Space has some physical properties, because space has attributes, must have attributes of energy. Why? Because energy and matter are in space. So something that has physical attributes cannot exist in something that is just out of the blue, some imaginary space that has only mathematical properties. This was a huge mistake of Albert Einstein. That space is empty and has only geometrical properties. Because NASA now has proved back in 2014 that universal space has Euclidean shape. So all these ideas about curved space and gravity carrying be carried by curved space, all this now is gone. We have in physics, it's very known that every system tends to the homogeneous distribution of energy. Okay. Let's take a universe as a system. And now we have in this universal space, we have one object. So what is the relation? What is the energy relation between this object and the energy of the space? This is now the fundamental question. So my idea years ago was that every physical object with a given mass is diminishing energy density of space exactly for the amount of its energy and correspondent mass. Okay, and this is this formula. Energy is mc squared. Then energy density of the intergalactic space, this is actually Planck energy density minus energy density of space in the center of the given object per volume. This formula is the extension of the mass energy equivalence principle on the universal space, because also universal space is a type of energy. And this formula is also valid for relativistic domain. Okay. So I hope that now people understand what is the meaning of the formula that is on the first page of my YouTube channel. So I wish you a good day, and I think that this formula has a big future, because in this formula already is expressed what is gravity. Gravity is the result of the difference of the energy density of space, because I have this object here, you see, and this object is diminishing energy density of space, and that's why outer space is pushing towards the center of space here, because here the energy density is lower. And this is physical origin of inertial mass and physical origin of gravitational mass, because rest mass of this object is not inertial mass. This has to be understood in physics once forever. Rest mass is the mass of this object when the object is at rest. This object now here is at rest, okay? If I move it fast, then it will get relativistic object. It will, the motion of the object will interact with the energy of space, and some of the energy of space will get integrated into the atomic structure of this object. And this is the relativistic energy. This is kinetic energy, and this is then relativistic energy and relativistic mass. Okay. This I explained already in the previous videos. But what is the most important now at the moment to understand that the right part of this formula actually is showing what is gravity. Gravity is a pressure of superfluid space. And as superfluid space is four-dimensional and gravity and physical objects are three-dimensional, physical objects are somehow locked in the space. So the pressure of the space is also pressing the physical object. So gravity is not in between physical object. Okay, we have these physical objects, two objects here, and gravity is a pushing force of superfluid space. So there is no graviton. Gravity has no particle. Gravity is integrated into the variable energy density of space.